Hey, sixth grade. Okay, so last week we started on an introduction to musical theater, just kind of what musical theater is, where it came from, a little bit of its history, and you completed an exit ticket about that. So this week what we're going to do is we're going to be focusing on a specific musical, and that musical is Wicked. I know that on your exit ticket, some of you said you had heard of the story of the Wizard of Oz. Some of you said you didn't. So just a quick overview. The Wizard of Oz took basically a tornado comes through Kansas, and this girl Dorothy and her dog Toto are swept up in their house, and they land in this place called Oz. And in Oz, everything is magical. There's all sorts of crazy things that you wouldn't see in your normal everyday life. And they follow the yellow brick road, and they meet these different characters along the way. So they meet the Tin Man, they meet a lion, and they meet the Scarecrow. And each one of them needs different things. So they help each other kind of get those different things. But basically, they end up in front of this guy named the Wizard, and he says, "Bring me the broom of the Wicked Witch of the West, and I will help you out for all of the things that you guys want." And Dorothy has her little red slippers. There's no place like home. Okay, so all of these things are things that you may have heard of with the Wizard of Oz. It's basically this crazy magical adventure. So Wicked, the musical that we're going to be studying, is what happened just before the Wizard of Oz. So just before Dorothy came to Oz and just before she met all of these people, what happened with the Wicked Witch of the West and the Good Witch, and what their relationship was before Dorothy came along. So it's what happened just before. Wicked is a musical that started, I believe, in 2001 they started like sending out scripts and started reading in 2001, and I think it came up in 2003. So it's an older musical, but it is still amazing the amount of things that they have going on and have done with this musical, especially for it coming out in 2003. And it still plays today, which is pretty awesome. So what you're going to be doing is, first, obviously, you're watching this video. Second, you're going to be doing some reading about Wicked. Now, it's not like a whole book. It's like 5 pages. And they're not all full. I'm looking at them right now. They're not all full with words. Some of them have pictures and stuff like that. So it really shouldn't take you very long. But it goes over the plot, like the very basic plot of Wicked, what happens in the musical. It goes over the origin of Wicked, like where did it come from, and who came up with it, and how did they go from nothing to full-blown musical. It talks a little bit about the composer and the playwright, and then there's just some fun trivia facts, because who doesn't like some fun facts about things? So after you watch this video, which is number 1, number 2, you're going to go do the reading. Number 3, there are 2 videos on my website, which are right next to this video. There are 2 blue buttons. It says Road to Broadway Part 1 and Road to Broadway Part 2. You're going to be watching both of those videos. They're not very long. They're maybe 15 minutes, between 8 and 15 minutes. So they really shouldn't take you too long, but you're going to watch both parts of that. Once you've done all of these things, you've watched this video, you've read the pages, and you watched part 1 and 2 of The Road to Broadway, which is basically how they got the musical from just reading the script to actually performing it. You're going to complete a Road to Broadway and Wicked quiz. It's a Google form, just like the exit ticket from last week was. We're getting familiar with Google Forms, I bet. And you will be given a grade right as soon as you finish your quiz. Okay? So since this is kind of a lot, having to watch several videos and do some readings and take a quiz and all of that, I'm going to give you 2 class weeks to do it. And our April vacation happens to fall in between that, so you have an extra week. So you have this week, next week, and April vacation week. So this assignment is due Thursday, April 30th. okay? Thursday, April 30th by 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., I am turning off your ability to take the quiz. That's it. 3 weeks is more than enough time for you to get this whole assignment done. If you sat down for about an hour, you could do this whole thing and then have no music work for the next couple of weeks. Okay, so just make sure that you get it done. This is kind of a really cool musical, and there's a lot of different parts about it that I think are really interesting that we're going to learn a little bit about. So I hope that you enjoy this assignment. Make sure that you go do your readings and you watch the Road to Broadway videos and take that quiz. Now, if you have any issues, like you have an issue accessing things, or I don't know, like the video won't play or something like that, please don't just not do it. Please email me. Like, reach out to me, because I can try to come up with a different way for things to work. You're still going to have to get it done, but I can try to help you navigate it. Because if you just don't do it because something didn't work for you, then it looks like you're not putting in the effort, which is not good. And I'm looking at the assignments that have been turned in and the assignments that haven't been turned in, and it's looking very red right now on my little Google Sheet of grades. So please don't just not do it, okay? If you have an issue, just email me. I know this is difficult for everybody. Don't worry, I understand. Just email me so we can chit chat and we can figure it out together, okay? All right, well, I hope you guys have a great week and a very, very happy Easter, and I hope you all stay safe and healthy, and that's it. All right, bye, 6th grade.